as the members of the neighborhood watch, and we are still working, and that is the reason why we came today to see our governor to revive the agency, and which the governor of Rivers State, Sir Simeon Fubara, has approved and assured us that he's going to revive the agency in a short time. By the grace of God, we are assisting, doing our best. By the time governor will revive the agency, we'll do more best.
Moving on, some motorists have expressed worry over the rising cases of vehicle extortion in part of Port Harcourt metropolis. Yesterday at the popular oil mill market, some boys were seen forcefully demanding money from vehicles on traffic. A driver of a branded vehicle, Isaiah Eze, narrated how his side mirror was broken in the process.
Oil media. Some group of boys, about 3 of them, they come by the side. Thank God, sir, I even locked the entire motor. So they tell me to wind up. Say, ma, give them something. I tell them, sir, I no get anything. No. For my present, they are the motor within my front. They try to collect money from the guy. Then say them the task force, say them they walk every Wednesday. Put that guy side mirror. Use and hit my own, break my own side mirror.
Another motorist also explained how she was held at Obirikwere by unknown individuals amid ongoing construction of Port Harcourt Ring Road flyover at Rumosi, which has created inevitable situations of driving through the wrong direction. Some callers on Wazobia FM's Pitakwa, Hawana CM, also shared similar experiences as well. In other news, former governor of Rivers State and FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has criticized the constitution of the Victor Okojobo-led State House of Assembly. Mr. Wike spoke during a media chat marking his first anniversary as a minister in Abuja. He said the desire to control a political structure should not justify acts of impunity in Rivers State.
You don't need to like Wiki, but you sit in your house and say 3 people will constitute an assembly. Somebody said it's the speaker, then 2 people are members, and they go and buy lawyers, pay them money, go to Arise, channels, and begin to do drama. People you think are senior lawyers that should be able to really sit down in their conscience and ask questions. This thing I'm doing, am I right? That you want to take control of a state. It's natural in politics. Is that why you should allow impunity? A court pronouncing that you do not build budget. Whatever budget you said you have, it's not on the void.
The former state governor addressed the various court orders regarding the defection of 27 lawmakers from the PDP to the APC.
Court of Appeal gave judgment today that State High Court has no jurisdiction to talk about defection or vacancy. That's the Federal High Court. Today, tomorrow morning, you go again to the State High Court, file a suit using different people, and that one will grant expert order immediately. All kinds of things. And you say we should fold our arms and then watch. Nobody should say anything. Let court make a pronouncement that indeed you are defected. Defection is not by you.
Mr. Wike also criticized the Imo State federal lawmaker Ikenga Ugochinyere for using different political parties to file lawsuits against the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), demanding that it conduct elections to fill vacant seats in the state House of Assembly.
Every day, see on television, he said he's in the House of Reps. He goes every day. He talks about law. I don't know the law he's talking about. I said nobody should answer him. I know him. I know his modus operandi. He clandestinely came to at Abuja using African Democratic Party to sue that INEC should conduct election. He thought we wouldn't know. Unknown to him, before you know where they go and tell, look, I will do this, I will do this. They collect money. They have filed over 33 suits.
Meanwhile, the Martin Amehula-led faction of the River State House of Assembly did a public hearing on the River State Electricity Market Bill 2024 on Wednesday. The bill seeks to repeal the existing River State Electricity and Gas Board law and establish a new framework for electricity supply, generation, transmission and distribution within the state. It comes a day after the Okojo-led Assembly held a public hearing on the Rivers Emergency Management Agency Bill 2024. The parallel public hearings further deepen the lingering political crisis in River State. And now, an educationist, Ayodele Momodu, is calling for government deliberate effort towards agriculture. Professor Momodu, a lecturer at the Department of Economics, River State University, said the government at all levels has failed to address the challenge facing farmers, especially in the area of insecurity and availability of land.
improvement that we can make is mechanize, make land available for large farming. We can produce, we can feed ourselves. All we need to do is first and foremost make the land available, because as of now, even the farmers don't have access to land. They don't have land. Land is in the hand of government, state governors and local governments. How many people really have land to farm? Those who want to farm. Deliberate attempt to make sure that those lands that can be used for farming are protected, and we don't use them for all kinds of things. If we want to produce food for this country, it has to be a deliberate step, deliberate action from government, because we can. The land is there. Nigerian land is federal.
And now the Federal Capital Territory FCT High Court has adjourned a hearing in the FCT Minister's motion on the restriction order on participants of the hunger protest until September 4th. Justice Sylvanus Origi adjourned the hearing after counsel of the FCT Minister Moses Ebute told the court that he served the motion on notice on the respondent. Meanwhile, the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Bagudu, says the recent nationwide End Bad Governance protest forced the federal government to listen to the yearnings of Nigerians. Mr. Bagudu, who blamed the country's current struggles on past administrations, said despite past mistakes, President Bola Tinubu has refused to play the blame game. Still to come, NAFDAC seizes petrol tankers used to convey edible vegetable oil. Stay with us.
Ghana Patriotic Like Minds for SEAM is concerned about the politics
Welcome back, and now the news continues. The spokesperson for the Federal Ministry of Education, Folashade Birio, says the ministry is working to avert strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities. Mrs. Birio said this during an interview with journalists in Abuja. Recall that ASU National President had threatened that it will begin strike if after 21 days the federal government fails to meet its demand. Now, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has seized 3 petrol tankers used to convey edible vegetable oil in Lagos State. In a post on X on Wednesday, the agency said the oil had reportedly been transloaded into the tankers from an edible oil depot. NAFDAC said its officials escorted the tankers to a processing facility in Sango Ota, where the crude soy oil was handed over to its Southwest Zonal Office for further regulatory action. In business, the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, said the 2025 budget for state house agencies will be based on a need assessment. Mr. Gbajabiamila said this while speaking with journalists yesterday in Abuja, following a one-day fact-finding tour of some government agencies under the supervision of the State House. He said the move is to ensure that funding allocated to agencies was based on actual requirement. And now to entertainment. Nigerian singer Dami Crane has accused Davido of paying authorities to falsely accuse him of being involved in a Flutter Wave and cryptocurrency scam to protect his own interest. Mr. Crane said he is being arrested and oppressed for seeking justice. In sports, Portuguese striker Ronaldo has become the fastest person to reach 16 million views on YouTube. We go on another short commercial break. have gathered to protest against their government's attempt to reverse a constitutional court ruling that would open up elections to their rivals from smaller parties. Demonstrators have gathered outside Parliament in the capital, Jakarta, as well as other major cities such as Padang, Bandung, and Yogyakarta. On Wednesday, Indonesia's top court ruled that parties would not need a minimum 20% of representation in their regional assemblies in order to field a candidate. But within 24 hours, Parliament tabled an emergency motion to reverse the changes, a move which has sparked widespread condemnation and fears of a constitutional crisis. Now that's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Governor Fubara has revealed plans to resuscitate State Neighborhood Watch. The federal government has begun moves to avert ASU strike. NAFDAC has seized petrol tankers used to convey edible vegetable oil. And on the foreign scene, thousands of Indonesians have gathered to protest against government's attempt to reverse law. The news was edited by Onyeka Musu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyali. Many thanks for listening.